What's going on, guys? Taking a look this morning, the 1st of December, this Friday. We're taking a look at Bitcoin. We will drop in over on XRP. Maybe we'll look at the SPX again this morning. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Getting a nice surprise here in Bitcoin. So we talked about this yesterday. We have a Bitcoin level up there at 38,601.89. That's 38,601.89, and we are currently trading at 38,612.69. So if we zoom in here, you can see we are right at potential resistance on the money, guys. This yellow line right here. So let's take a quick step back, then we'll talk about a couple scenarios that could play out here and head over to XRP. So this candle right here, which was the 23rd of October, came into resistance, which was at 34,293. This whole area here was resistance, although the market did not fall over and die. It did not sell off. It actually continued its way up here. And we talked about that taking place again in yesterday's video, and we'll see, but it does look like Bitcoin is not ready to roll over. Now, of course, that could happen, but with today's price action, if we can get above 38,601.89, and close, then that would tell me potentially Bitcoin is getting ready for another pulse to the upside. We do have a little bit of baggage here hanging over the markets. Talked about that yesterday as well as resistance. So the market's right at a natural area where the struggle is real, but that does not mean it will not break through that. So that's why the markets are up today. Is obviously Bitcoin is up, but keep in mind that these levels above the market that I have, which right now it's right at that one of those levels, which is 38,601.89, they can act as some pretty strong resistance, and the market will take some time to cool off before getting back above that price level. Just like right here, guys, we have 31,573, this level right here. You can see the price got up to that area and then did not reach back up in that area. So that was in July. Did not get back up there and break up higher until October. So these levels can really hold the price either as support or resistance for a pretty long period of time. So wrapping that all up, Bitcoin is right at one of those levels. We'll see if we get a close above that level, it could indicate that we're getting ready for another leg higher here. I'm not saying it's not overbought and extended, but yeah, anyways, that's a couple things that could play out. I also wouldn't be surprised to see the price roll over from here because it's at a resistance level, number one. Number two, if we go left on our charts, we have this big baggage over the market, pretty much like holding something underwater. You know, it just can't get back up. It's got too much weight above it. But eventually it will break higher, whether it's right now or X amount of time down the road. I remember some pretty bullish Decembers for one, the market. Usually get that Christmas rally, and two, cryptocurrency. So anyways, Bitcoin up 2.46% this morning. Let's drop over into XRP. Probably not too much has changed here since last night, but we will talk about it. Got a comment from, I believe it was Silverhawk, if you're listening. Hope all is well. What's going on? Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out here. And, you know, basically stating I've been in XRP for a long time and so on. You know, most of the XRP investors have been here for years and years. So positive thing is we're starting to see some action higher this morning, which is good. So XRP sold off a little bit heavier than Bitcoin did in this recent pullback. You know, for whatever the reason may be, we are getting some nice support. So I talked about that higher low that came in right here on the 27th and we haven't really done too much since then, kind of just consolidating. And potentially today, if Bitcoin moves, we might see a nice break higher in XRP. Next level I have above the market is 63,120. We're currently at 61,313. And like I said, that is 63,120. That would put the price up. Let's see here, about 3%, give or take. Not anything too crazy, but at least the price is going up 3% and not down 3%. That is all if the bullish scenario plays out over the days ahead. So really just watching Bitcoin. It's been an incredible run here, guys. And right here, we got this big rally here on some news. Let's take a step back real quick. Back in July, right? That was an incredible day. Okay, the price went from, looks like our low was like 46 and our high was 94. And we hung out in that area of the 90-cent range for a little bit of time. And then we really pulled back. Incredible. We went all the way down to 40 some, let's see, 40, 44, 45 cents a month later. And then when we got this rally all the way back up here to the mid 70s, the high 60s, that was very nice to see. So, when we're pumping, one back in July and then two recently in November, of course, everybody's looking for higher prices, but prices don't always go up in a straight line and down in a straight line. At some point, they consolidate, they pull back. So none of this is surprising to me. Plus, I watch my levels I have on the chart as support and resistance. Eventually, the price should move higher here for XRP, but it's obviously taking a very long time. If these markets continue higher, I'm referring to Bitcoin, XRP should do pretty well. So Bitcoin's potentially looking for another pretty big break higher. And if that can take place and does take place, we should see a pretty high XRP. We should see XRP back up into the mid 60s to high 70s. And then from there, who knows? Talked about this pennant pattern we're in that plays out until 2025, which goes, let's see here. Talked about this yesterday as well, but we'll touch on it since it's right here on my chart. You can see we've been in this for a very long time and potentially a long time ahead here before we really start to break out. You can see we're getting in here to the apex. Doesn't have to go all the way in here to the apex, but it could, and that could take you out into 2025, guys. So, just talking about a couple different scenarios here. Who knows? I can tell you that the price respects this pennant pattern, and it has multiple times. We talked about this as well in yesterday's video. If you missed that, do a quick recap here. The price does, in July here, when we had that massive break on the lawsuit news, we got right up to the top, and that was resistance. This whole run here respected the lower line as well. Right now, we're just in kind of no man's land. We're floating in between the upper and the lower. If we take a step back here, I might have talked about this yesterday. We have respected the upper multiple times and the lower multiple times. I do think when this thing breaks out of this pattern, whether it be higher and or lower, it's going to do so in a very, very big way. So just keep that in mind for what it's worth. That's what I think. There is a lot of energy built up in this multi-year pattern. When it does break out, I think it's going to be very big. It's just what I think. Of course, don't take that to the bank, and it's not financial advice, guys. Entertainment only. So that's what I see here for XRP. Something else that I missed in yesterday's video was it has a look like we're in a not so perfect cup with handle pattern here, which is very bullish. We have this pretty smooth rounding bottom here. We're getting this pullback, and right now we're building the right-hand side, potentially, of the cup with handle. That would give you a breakout zone, give or take, right here. And that would set us up for a very large move to the upside. This is a very long pattern, setting us up for a very large move to the upside if this does play out. So something to keep on your radar. There is quite a bit of time left on the right-hand side of this cup that needs to play out. Sometimes I used to trade cup with handles very often, going back, I don't know how many years now, but it was one of the first chart patterns I learned how to trade. And once you see it, you start to kind of see them everywhere. And that's what we looked for on the charts using IBD, Investors Business Daily, etc. So when this does break out, it could be big. Sometimes, like I said, going back, I remember seeing, whatever it was, I forget the exact company, but let's just use GoPro as an example. GoPro had a massive run for a little bit of time there, and then didn't do so hot for investors. But sometimes charts will get ahead of themselves. The right-hand side of the cup just ends up being like a couple big green candles and not like a bunch of these small candles building the left-hand side. So it can happen quick. You can really start to get these breakouts quick. So that's good news for the bulls. Is if this cup with handle plays out, we could see a huge explosion higher in XRP, which should definitely take us above that pennant pattern. The pennant pattern resistance line, which is running here on this diagonal. So guys, that is my thoughts here on XRP. We'll see. It's been a long time. A lot of you guys have been in this market for a very long time, and there has been really good trading opportunities. I mean, I've been able to trade in and out of this thing over the past couple years, and very happy with its movement. Are we still under $1? Unfortunately, but I don't know. It is the way it is. Take a look at the SPX. The SPX, the futures markets that we're just looking at, were up a couple points this morning. Nothing crazy. Yesterday, let's see here. This is today's candle, yesterday's candle. Decent little day yesterday. We still have this big red reversal hanging over the markets, which I don't like. We'll see. Markets do look a little heavy, like they're going to get ready to kind of roll over. So, we could have seen the top for now, which took place on the 29th. We'll see. But so if you go back to what I just said, that Bitcoin potentially, it's got that baggage hanging over its head. Let's take a quick look. We'll come back to this and then wrap this video up. So Bitcoin has this baggage hanging over its head right here, right? And the price naturally should find some resistance there. If you take a look at SPX, the S&P 500 index, right here, this area right here, when the market came up to that area, there's a lot of baggage over its head. All this big topping pattern here is hanging over the markets. So we got 3 zones here. Let me circle this. We have a bunch of these mountains right here, right? Call them above sea level. We have all of this. This can be icebergs below sea level. And then we have some of the iceberg back above sea level. So where I'm going with this is when the market right here was starting to get back up above sea level, it had this huge iceberg here above sea level, holding it down, acting as resistance. But the market was stronger, and it had all this time to build up energy and consolidate. and it blasted to the upside. We did get a pullback, basically right at level there, found support, and check out this right-hand side here, which is what we're currently in, this massive rally here. Massive, massive rally. So, but we're getting to a point here where we have some more baggage over the market, and we could have potentially put in a double top on the 29th, and we have some gaps below the market. But anyways, that's for a different conversation. So going back to Bitcoin is we have some baggage over the market. We have some part of the iceberg above sea level holding this market down. When it's ready, though, it will blast to the upside. So that's the point of that. Anyways, I'm done talking. XRP is trading at 61. Bitcoin 38,577. The S&P 500 yesterday looks like we closed 45,6780. Has been an incredible run, but markets will cool off at some point. Keep your eye on the Bitcoin chart, guys. XRP is obviously just following suit right now, along with like Pepe, XLM, etc. You guys have a good one. Check out my other YouTube channel. Been doing a lot of woodworking over there. If you like fine woodworking, cutting boards, charcuterie boards, serving boards, cheese boards, check them out. They will be for sale soon. I will leave a link to that channel down in the video description. All right, guys, take care.